Ohio versus Sean Hudson. Those case numbers being 25 CR 001450, 25 CR 001570, 25 CR 001571, 25 CR 001572, and 25 CR 001573. Defendant is present in open court today with his counsel, William Watson. Your Honor, we're here today for sentencing in all 5 cases. The defendant was last before Your Honor on November 25th of 2025, where he pled guilty by way of information to all 5 cases. In 1450, pled guilty to grand theft of a motor vehicle, felony of the 4th degree, and theft of felony of the 5th degree. In 1570, pled guilty to grand theft of a motor vehicle, felony of the 4th degree, and misuse of credit cards, felony of the 5th degree. The remaining 3 cases, 1571, 1572, and 1573, were all one.
Any reason not to go forward with sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. I don't know what to say, Your Honor, in this case. This is kind of a first for me. This is a young man who I think still has his whole life ahead of him, and got himself into a world of trouble, and not only here in Lake County, but in other counties too. I know the court's well aware that he was already on probation, I believe out of Cuyahoga County, when he went on his little crime spree here in Lake County, and got picked up. Has been sitting in our county jail for almost 3 months now, and I know that there's still pending charges, and I believe Cuyahoga County and I believe Portage County. So Mr. Hudson has certainly dug himself a very deep hole at a young age. I can say, Your Honor, ever since I met him, I think he's actually a good person, and I know that this doesn't, why he's before this court does not reflect that at all, and I know this court probably has no reason to believe that, but I've talked to him numerous times. He is very remorseful for what he did. He wants to try to make it right. He was cooperative with the police departments, various police departments, when they came and talked to him. He's told me since the beginning that he's done. He's through with doing what he's been doing. And the reason he did it, now, I know that there was a little bit of a difference of opinion in chambers on this, but Mr. Hudson told me that he was homeless at the time, and not that that's an excuse or to justify what he did, but he was homeless and he was out doing what he had to do, according to him.
Now he's told probation.
I'm sorry?
It's not when he told probation.
Well, again, Your Honor, I know, that's why I specified that there's a difference there, but with respect to the court, Your Honor, I know Mr. Hudson's got a lot of time ahead of him with these 5 different cases. I know the court today can do a lot of different things when it comes to sentencing. I'm simply going to ask the court to just look at the fact that he's still a young man. He just turned, I believe, 22. He still has the potential to turn his life around and do a lot of good. He's expressed to me he wants to do that. I believe he wants to do that and will do that. I'm hoping the court will take these factors into consideration. I know in chambers I had asked the court to consider either a community control sanction or on a lower end sentence. And I normally wouldn't even ask for a community control sanction on a case like this had it not be for his age and for the fact that he's cooperative. And again, at least with me, he's been very remorseful with his actions, and he does want to make a change, Your Honor. But if the court doesn't feel that that's appropriate, I'm just asking the court again to consider the fact that he is a young man. He still has his whole life ahead of him, and I just hope the court considers that. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Hudson, you have the right to address the court before your sentence. You can say anything you want. Is there anything you want to say at this time?
No, sir.
Mr. Watson, anything else?
Just that, Your Honor, I actually want to just quickly add, my client was actually going to say something, and then right after I came out of chambers, and I had told him the state's recommendation, he opted to say nothing, and I just wanted to let the court know that I think it's because he's given up. He's just throwing
Well, you're
it out.
speculating here. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, I guess.
I may be speculating, Your Honor, but...
I'm not speaking.
Okay, I know.
I'm not going to consider the fact that, he was going to speak. He's not speaking.
Okay,
He doesn't
well-
have to speak. He has a right to. He doesn't have to, and I don't hold that against him if he doesn't want to say anything, but
Okay.
I'm not going to take into consideration that he was planning on speaking. I mean,
No, I was letting the court know, I think he's thrown in the towel, but that's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
cuts for the state of Ohio.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I address the court, I would ask, Mr. Costello is here. He's from case 25 CR 1572. He would like to address the court.
Mr. Costello, you can just stand right where you're, state your full name, please, to the court reporter, and then spell your last name. I think we probably figured that out, but spell it anyway, and then let's see.
Joseph Costello, look at it, Costello, Costello.
Go ahead, take your time and say whatever you'd like me to know.
Can I address Mr. Hudson?
You can say whatever you'd like, yeah.
So, Mr. Hudson, I know you may or may not listen to what I have to say, but it's hard to be a man. And our decisions have brought us to where we are, and unfortunately your decisions have brought you here. I never expected to have my car stolen or for it to affect my life the way it did. I look at that seal behind the judge that says, with God all things are possible, and I do pray that after this experience, after you go through whatever it is that the judge hands down, that you find a new path, man, that, even though you're young, you got the rest of your life ahead of you. It sounds like you got a young daughter who also loves you in your life. So I pray that, man, you go through this season of your life and the next season of your life, you make better choices. I do believe in paying for what he's done. We all got to stand up and take what's coming to us, but I do pray that, man, you turn this around eventually. 22 years old is not the way to start this off.
It also talks about what they have to go through. Yeah, sure, they lost property and it could be replaced perhaps, but the inconvenience, the time they have to spend to cancel all your credit cards, the time sitting on a phone, the time having to replace everything, it's hours and hours and hours. And these people shouldn't have to deal with all that. And they had to. So again, the economic harm as well as the psychological harm. No factors indicate that the offense is less serious. His age or youth certainly doesn't change the impact his conduct had on the victims and on our community and society. It's not less of an impact because he's only 22. He still experienced and had to suffer what they suffered. That doesn't make it less serious. As for recidivism factors, the court notes the defendant does have a history of criminal convictions, even though he's only just turned 22. He's got multiple warrants out for him right now for similar type of conduct in other counties. He was on probation for two different cases at the time he committed the offense. He was literally put on probation September 3rd, and he's committing an offense within a couple weeks later. Same type of stuff, multiple offenses. So he says he knows stealing is wrong, but gets put on probation for it and just continues doing it. Also, in regards to these offenses, while the conduct didn't occur in Lake County, these stolen cars he's driving, he's ultimately driving them in high-speed chases with police officers. He's causing damage to people. He's causing damage to property. Fleeing from police and trying to get away with it. I had noted the same thing the prosecutor noted when he was talking about what he has learned. His comment is, I know now to leave other people's stuff alone before I steal it from the wrong person. There's no genuine remorse. Look at the nature of the conduct involved here. I certainly take issue with the characterization of he was on this little crime spree. I mean, he's a walking, talking, breathing crime spree that just still continued on. Even after he gets caught and arrested and put on probation, he just gets right back up on the horse and continues doing the same stuff. And it's not amenable to community control sanctions, and quite frankly, the spree that he went on and the conduct he engaged in over and over and over and over and over deserves prison terms. Therefore, it will be the sentence of this court that in case 25 CR 1450, defendant serve a term in prison on count 1, 24 months. On count 2 of 11 months, I'll run those two counts concurrent with each other.
Your Honor, what on count?
Sentence of the court, then count 1, defendant serve a term in prison of 17 months. On count 2, 11 months, I'll run those two terms concurrent with each other, but consecutive to the prison term imposed in 25 CR 1450. Defendant's ordered to pay restitution to Chase Bank in the amount of $212, to Bank of America in the amount of $319.95, to Capital One in the amount of $415.90, and American Express in the amount of $346.90. Case 25 CR 1571 is the sentence of the court. Defendant serve a term in prison of 17 months. The terms imposed in the first two cases, 1450 and 1570. Restitution in this case to Mr. Boyd in the amount of $250. Case 25 CR 1572 is the sentence of the court. Defendant serve a term in prison of 17 months. That'll be concurrent to the previously imposed terms, prison terms. Restitution to Mr. Costello in the amount of $250. In case 25 CR 1573, then shall serve a term in prison of 17 months and be served concurrent with the previously imposed terms. Restitution to Mr. Dolan in the amount of $500. There's no credit for any time served in any of these cases, as the defendant was serving a jail sentence on an unrelated case at the same time he was in jail in this case, in any of these cases. To the public, and he committed one or more of the multiple offenses while he was on community control sanctions, and that at least two of these multiple offenses were committed as a part of one or more courses of conduct, and the harm caused by two or more of these multiple offenses so committed was so great or unusual that no single prison term for any of the offenses committed as a part of any of the courses of conduct adequately reflects the seriousness of its conduct.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right.